I'm going right to the pond.
Thought the rocks were gonna protect me here. Yeah, Kevin can't steer with that, not surprisingly. So if you haven't been able to figure out what we're doing on this video from the title and the picture, we are putting together a special aerator. It is from Koenders, but don't type in Koenders. It's spelled a really funny way. Check the link in the description or go to naturespondcare.com. It's also going to be down in the description because we had an aeration issue with our pond. So this is it's an addition to solar because it's going to obviously work when the sun's not out. So if we have inclement weather or it's nighttime, it should produce oxygen. The magnetar is convenient because it's got a weight on the end of it, so we can just drop this down and we can figure out how deep it is.
Should be able to walk on 2 inches, but I keep your kayak nearby.
Just do the caterpillar method. Yeah, I think so.
Keep going. You can get closer than that.
Real hard lip right there. See how deep we are? Keep going, keep going. Ooh, that's some depth there. All right, we got the measuring tape. We're gonna have to watch till the end of the video. All right, so we're here. That's the top of the water. You guys see that, Mark? We're gonna tie a knot there. You gotta watch to the end of the video. Got that much so far and it's not out of the water. We're gonna get air pumped in here so we can get our fish pumped in. I was hoping to get the fish put in like a little bit sooner, but we can keep busy in the meantime. And the trick with this aerator is it will pump oxygen down a lot deeper into the pond. So a solar power aeration system doesn't have the pressure. I think that's what it works out to be, to drive that air down into the deepest part of the pond. And as you guys know, we expanded the pond quite a bit. So let's get to our project.
I didn't die. Now what, Kevin?
Now what? You're helping brother out.
Paddle yourself out to the open spot and do a donut. How much ice is there?
You should walk out, it'll be fine. I don't think I'll be able to get out of the hole once I'm in the hole.
Safe? You gotta go through.
You want me to light a fire in?
Just put half your weight on the... There you go. Keep half your weight on the sled, you're good. Yeah, just leave it there, maybe I'll go out after with a rope. No, the pond's not melted, but spring's here, apparently. Canadian spring. Can't let the weather hold you back, because if you do, you'll never get anything done. True words?
It's word to live by, I think. Just gotta do it.
Especially here. Welcome to spring. Can't put the fish in yet because, well, we don't have a unfrozen pond. We have really no place to put them in. We could drill some holes, but then the oxygen is an issue. So that's what we're going to be looking at solving today. You got something to add?
No.
No, you're just listening? So
I'm standing here.
Enjoying the spring weather?
I can stand here.
You're in. You're good.
I know, that's why I was just standing.
You're just in the picture?
I'm outstanding.
You just want the sunshine from the camera glow?
I'm outstanding.
You are outstanding. That was a nice ride, but I might throw the kayak in the middle because I want to. Do you have a measuring tape I can drop down? I want to measure maximum water depth.
You mean a measuring tape I don't want back because it's going to kill it?
Well, it might. Well, okay, we can use a rope and some other things and jerry rig one, but it'd be nice to just drop it all the way down and touch the bottom. We got Grant here. How was the ride?
It was a little uncontrollable, but it made it down there.
You can't steer it, can you?
Not really. Keep one foot out.
It's like downhill kayaking.
Yeah. Just.
That's what Canadians do in the off season to get ready for the kayak season.
You're just going down praying. That's all you can do.
So you guys know Grant. He's been on Kevin's channel a bunch. He's helped us with the cabin, and we're going to still introduce you as the guy who helped burn down the smoker.
Yeah.
You'll never live that one down.
No.
Pretty simple.
This ain't no IKEA.
No? Little trickier?
Yeah.
Lego work, or what do you call it?
Mechano.
Connects?
Constructs. It was constructs was the one.
Like your childhood, all your childhood skills are coming back.
Well, I think Mechano was like American and constructs was like Canadian, I think.
Yeah, constructs was a good one.
I like constructs.
It's simple.
You should tell a story about our constructs.
Wow,
builds.
I caught squirrels with my constructs.
Well, we built like we built
I made
like
a little trap and put peanuts in it.
We didn't trap.
Yeah,
it,
I
did
trapped
we?
it.
Oh.
It wasn't happy. It was our friend until I trapped it, and then it was a little bit worried, but it'd still climb up your leg and grab all kinds of seeds and nuts. It was kind of cool. Yeah, it didn't feel nice on your skin though.
No,
So
'cause it was
it's
like,
got scratchy nails, but I trusted it, and it trusted me until I trapped it.
I
But I let it go. I didn't eat it.
Yeah. Not yet. This was the early
That was
early
just-
beardsman
Getting into the groove of trapping things
and eating them.
with No, I didn't eat them though. We just ate the peanuts when it wasn't looking.
Hang on, I got an idea.
You carry something? If you hold the camera, then I can actually carry things.
Well, that was the light one. This is the heavy one. This one here. That one there is the brick.
Is Dawn here to help us? Like we're short. It looks like we're going to be in trouble.
Dawn's gonna be here the afternoon.
Okay.
He needs his beauty sleep.
That's what you guys don't know.
Why?
Dawn is always ready to go because he sleeps in.
Dawn does all the work. We can't
He can't do all the work if he's not here.
Well, he does all the work once he shows up.
I was hoping I wasn't have to do anything because Dawn was going to do all the work.
Well,
And then I can do what everybody thinks that I do and just stalk.
joke's on you, is Grant didn't know he was doing work today at all.
No.
You thought you were just hanging out, talking to the camera? Here, you can take over. You can narrate.
Yeah, right.
It's no work at all. That's what everybody thinks.
It's made of bricks. That's the wind turbine head. It's heavy. Use your back in a twisting motion.
I use my brain.
Oh, you're getting it all dirty there. All right, let's put this thing down and we'll all get it there. Almost got it there. We gotta do maple syrup today too.
Yeah, you gotta work smarter, not harder. I always hit my head on that already.
There you go. See, that's why I said I put it there so you don't hit your head.
What's this one?
That's another brick. Hand it off. There you go, Grant. See? It's hard to watch.
So that's the reality of moving things and holding the camera is actually you have to watch everybody else have all the fun.
Maybe that's the blades and tails.
44-inch blades. Cool. The other one we have is just like it's
rubber.
like rubber. And it's perforated rubber, but that's neat. I'm interested to see how
That'll work.
fine,
Very fine
very
bubbles.
fine bubbles. Yeah.
I feel like I want to buff my feet or something.
Like get the calluses out of your fingers. So you swim down to the bottom and you just rub your feet on it, right?
Yeah.
And you get a nice massage at the same time.
It says 8 to 12 feet, and then we got another one that says
8 to 12 feet.
8 feet.
Yeah.
And then we got another one that says 12 to 16 feet.
So we had the 16-foot option. So you got 3 boxes there. So one will be the 8-foot, one's the 12-foot, one's the 16.
So should we put the 8-foot together first?
Yeah.
You could scale it up. If you didn't like that, then you can get the 24 and then just add it to the bottom. That's pretty sweet.
That is. It's actually a really good design.
Hang on, watch yourself. She's
4 pieces it looks like, and they want you to bolt them together first, each section.
So that goes on the other thing. So if we just get rid of this, we don't have to do it right now.
We don't have to think about all the different fasteners we have to fasten. It's going to be a little bit of a project here, boys. So we're making a little bit of headway here. We got 3 piles because we have 3 sections. So depending on how many sections you have, how tall your windmill is going to be, will depend on how many piles you have. So this is two short ones and 2 long ones, and they're all the same height. No, they're all different heights. Okay, so each of your square boxes, that's your bracing. And then we figured out we have to take all of the 3 boxes apart, right, Grant?
Yeah.
If you have a big table, it's even better. We would want one maybe 4 times, like, so we could lay the whole thing out, maybe, would be ideal.
I think ideally doing it on a garage floor
Yeah, maybe.
would be best. This might be a little bit more challenging, but
We'll see.
we'll work through it.
We'll find a garage floor to put it together.
Yeah.
3 bags. You got to take them all apart and then you got to organize them because you need pieces from each one to do the whole length of the section. And I think they're pretty much all the same. Like, I mean, they're There's 4, 5, 6 different pieces, and they're repeated in each one.
The parts are all going to be there. Just don't lose any.
Don't lose any, exactly. All right, so we're on our way here.
Clear as mud.
We're just starting with the black cone bit. The pointy ones are going into the plasticky bit. So that's how you start. The plastic cone into the first run, so this is the top run, and then we're just going to keep building down all the legs, and then we're going to, or not all the legs, we're going to do one and then the other one. See what happens?
Yeah. Not tight, don't strip them.
3 assembled. I kept saying 4, but it's only a 3-legged structure. So you can see that's all attached to the cone. So we've got one section here put together. Give you guys an idea how it goes. So these are the bracing that'll go to the next section. So that goes first, and or second, I should say. The leg goes first, then the brace, and then the cross brace, and then we've put a washer and a nut. And then of course we're going to run into a bit of an issue here because we are doing it in an enclosed space, and this is only getting taller, and we're almost at the roof line here. Uh-oh, and there's no bolts in that one. Eesh. Almost wiped it out. Okay, so that one's not fastened yet. And right now we're wanting a drift pin because, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but these don't line up perfectly. So we got to be able to C-clamp that together to pull it down, and then use a drift pin to hold it in place because it's not naturally lined up. We're going to have to use a little bit of force to get that connected. So I did search online for assembly instructions. I didn't find any, so that's exactly why Koenders has decided to sponsor my channel and provide us with a windmill, because we can show you guys what it's like to put this together, and then you can do it a lot quicker. Now sat's boiling pretty good. Gotta keep an eye on it. Every once in a while we gotta add a little bit more, because if it goes down too low, it'll spoil, and then all that hard work will be for nothing. And drift pin, line her up. And we got 3 people doing work, or 2 people doing work, 1 guy holding the camera. Bolt through. You gotta line this up from the opposite side, and then we gotta get the side bracket in. You take the C-clamp out. C-clamp goes out of the way, and then we line up the cross brace. Right, a little bit of patience, Grant.
A little bit of patience. Sometimes back and forth.
All 3 parts lined up at the same time. Alright, so next bit of funny business, you got to assemble the next part. This goes here as a tensioner to, this is a short side, right? That's a short side?
That's short. Well,
short side there. So that's going to allow you to tighten it later. It's an adjustment. And on the other side, there isn't one, so only one on either side. And then we got to connect the top pieces around and then repeat. We're on our way. Well, I would say this, you plan for a whole day. To put 3 people, 4 people, a whole day, I would say. Yeah, minimum. Yeah. So it's not a straightforward project. I can't really put into words how to do the corners. I'll just tell you, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 connections on every corner, and I'm going to give you a close-up of what it looks like. So if you do end up putting one of these together, you kind of know what you're getting into. I would say don't try to do this unless you have 3 people.
Yeah, 3 people minimum.
3
Might
minimum.
take you a little longer than a day.
Yeah, 3 people. Yeah, it'll take 3 people probably a day and a half, I would say. But we haven't got the rest of the stuff, so it might go smoother. But this tower has been complicated, and you need more than like a C-clamp. You need a drift pin, and like I say, 3 people will make it easier. You could probably do it with 2 people, but you're going to struggle with, like, you're gonna need multiple C-clamps, and you're gonna have to get your game pretty good. Get right is your tensioner brackets thing. The short ones have to go to the top. So you got 2 short ones, and then you have 2 different lengths ones after that. We did make one mistake, so we had to back off and then redo one. But we're on the right track. It didn't set us back all that much. If we kept going, it might have. And so just make sure that you got everything right. Kevin's working over here on the windmill part. How did that go?
It was okay.
More straightforward. A lot of repetition, a lot of bolts.
A lot of bolts.
Looks like a windmill.
Don Quixote would take that thing to battle, I'm sure.
Nobody knows what that means.
They do.
I don't think so.
Somebody's gonna know who Don Quixote is.
Drop that down in the comments if you know what that means. I don't know. I think it's a novel reference. We decided to break for lunch. Got some bear meat. You had bear before? You've had bear, yeah, for sure. But I did something a little bit different with this. I slow cooked it for 30 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's at least 30 hours. And just threw some sweet baby rays on there. I did some adobo and water, just slow cook.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you got it right, you said it right. It's gonna be pulled bear.
Yeah.
Be the greasiest bear bacon burger ever. Pulled bear with adobo. I forgot to say that I boiled the bear meat in maple syrup with adobo. So my mouth is watering, which is a good sign. Wow. I taste the bear. A slight hint of bear at the start. You can see it's good and greasy. Of course, the bear meat's not chewy at all. It's all pulled apart. That's one of the tricks with the bear meat is if you don't boil it, it can be very chewy. Or if you don't cook it long, it can be very chewy, but now it's all pulled apart. Really good.
Beef, bacon, and bear. All the B meats.
The 3 Bs. You've got all the food groups now.
Lots of grease in there.
3 different animals.
Little sauerkraut to balance out gut bacteria.
There you
Help
go.
the meat go through.
Can you taste the bear at all?
Yeah, I've had a few different meats that normal people would eat.
Normal people eat bears. Come on.
That's your first time with adobo, though.
Yes.
Or you put some adobo on there.
I got some adobo on it too, yeah.
Can you taste that?
Yes, you can. It's really good.
Got a good flavor profile there.
It does.
There you go. Well, there she is, pretty much put together. We still gotta square it all up, and we noticed we messed up on the corner here, so we're gonna fix that before we put the bracket on backwards. Those are the feet. You'll see that later, but they're just attached to the very corner here, and then you can drive your rod down below, and that'll hold it all together. So we're gonna move this out of the way so we can finish the putting the rest of it together. And while we have everybody, because we may not have everybody here forever, it is a significant tower. It looks really good. So once we get this set up, we'll hoof it down, put it roughly where we want it. We're gonna have to do some leveling. We're gonna have to do some squaring, but with the snow here, it's not gonna happen just straight away. We'll have some time to set it up and kind of play around with how we want it, where we want to put it, and then when the snow melts, we'll get it in the proper spot. But we do want to test it. We can get the stones and all that set up and make sure it works, and then wait for a little bit of wind to be able to test it out. Hopefully I get to be able to test it out before I publish this video, because I want to see how much it makes. I don't want to be up there blowing into it to make it spin.
Look at that. Look at that. It's like a hand turn. Look how much air is coming out of that. It's like bagpipes. This thing's pretty cool. That's gonna pump so much air. Cool. This is the if you guys don't know this is the, I guess it's a cylinder pump of some kind. Grant, what's it is
It's probably like a piston
like a
pump.
piston pump.
It's either a piston or a diaphragm.
Piston or a diaphragm. But it's just like
Piston looking at it.
look how much turn. It doesn't take very much, and not much air comes out.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Over this,
Go left.
More left. More left. Here you go. I got it down. You gotta walk Put the bottom down. Can you guys stand it up?
Oh yeah.
Easily.
Oh yeah. It's a good flat spot here.
Anchor point.
Yeah, we can anchor it to that. And then if you look over my shoulder here, the pond's just right there. So any of the wind coming down through here will be good. good open spot here. Though we're not concerned with the sun, but we do have some solar stuff coming from Koenders as well. And we're gonna have to put it over in this space here because the sun is up here. So we don't wanna monopolize any of the spots over here. So heaved it up. It's pretty light actually. It's lighter than I thought. 2 people could carry it, I think. 3 people, obviously it's a little easier. But it looks good there. So let's keep at it. So Kevin got the entire propeller set up, and we have to get also all moved over to the pond. You can see the pump here is a pretty significant piece of machinery. It is quite heavy. Can't quite pick it up on my own just with one arm. And then all the piping that goes with it. So we're just trying to figure out how to connect the piping to send the air down into the stone. Got some maple syrup on the run here too. It's looking kind of amber colored, so it's going pretty good. We got some sunshine now, so the sap is running. So we're gonna try to kill 2 birds with one stone. We got all the big pieces of this Lego set. This Koenders windmill, all set to go. We got the tower all assembled. We've got the windmill all ready to go, and we've got the pump with the fin. Gonna chainsaw that out.
Yeah, the failed, I don't know if it's failed. The birdhouse. I kind of hit it with a tree.
The squirrel house.
I kind of hit it with a tree. And yeah, it's seen better days.
All right, so cut that out, and then we'll maybe put the tower over there and stand her up. According to the instructions, they want you to raise it up 4 feet. So we got the 4-foot ladder, and then that puts the working height, head height. So we should be able to get everything situated from there. We've got a good spot here. If it doesn't work, we can always move it. It's not like a set spot just yet. So we'll see how the winds move. Southwest is typical wind direction for here. So we got the tail section on pretty easily.
You gotta lift. I'm already up there. Lift it down.
It was a little high to work with, but we got it lowered a little bit more and just had to wiggle it on and rotate a little bit. And then we got our air tube that's come up through the top cone, so it's going all the way down to the bottom. And it's a little bit funny how to hook it together here. So we've got to attach it directly to the pump here, and that's going to rotate all together. Well, there's the breeze. We had a slight breeze there to try it. All right, with some debate, we figured out that we got to put the elbow, we got to grease it. That's in the troubleshooting, because this hose, it goes all the way down to the bottom, and then we're going to add another 4-inch section of pipe, and then that's going to feed through, and then we're going to connect it to the pump. So that's a little funny bit, but make sure you do it right. The next thing we had a little bit of discussion about was the fan propeller blades, whether they were on correctly. It looks like we've got it done the right way according to the picture. We'll find out as soon as we get this thing set up and get some wind through it. So that went on pretty easy. We got the propeller onto the shaft, and then all we have to do is tighten the bolts here, and that'll sandwich everything together. Well, here's the pièce de résistance, the final piece, the resistance piece. Is that how it works? No. Pièce de résistance means the good piece. The nose cone. We're finally there. Well, we still got to attach the tubes and the piping, but as far as building the structure, we are there. We still have to tweak, and there's some other features that this windmill from Koenders has. One of them is a tilting thing. It's a pivot point. So that would fit on the bottom, the base here. So we'd be able to lower it to do maintenance, kind of like how we have it right now, lowered. But this will mean so we won't have to dig up the base or pin it and unpin it. And so we're probably not going to get that today. We're going to wait a little bit till the snow to melt and all that good stuff. But we're going to throw it up, make sure it's all working in good working order before we anchor it for sure.
Keep pulling. Keep pulling.
Hold on. Keep pulling, Chris. It's down. I'm just hold on. It don't hold me. That's a little bit taller than I was expecting. She going?
Yep, it's making air. Even when it's barely going.
All right, so we got the hose hooked up. So the hose goes all the way to the top here. There's a connection down here to another, let's see if I can get you guys oriented here. There's another valve right here. It's a pressure release valve just in case the stone gets clogged up or something, air is not moving. You don't want to blow out the pump at the top, so air will just blow out the back instead. And then we've got, there's two different kinds of pipe. There's a more rigid pipe, a plasticky pipe, and then there's a rubber pipe. One is for on the surface and one is for below the surface. This is the more rubbery one, and it goes below the surface, and at the end of that we have our stone connected. And as per the recommendations, they tell you to lower this down and put it into a plastic bucket, because obviously then it's not going to do exactly what we're trying to do with this pond. It's not stir it up. So we don't have a plastic bucket, and I don't want to stick a white one. We do have a white one, but we'll find something else like a black one or a metal one or something like that. We can drop it down, but it's so that it doesn't spit up all the sediment and then muck everything up. So next thing to do is I got to paddle out in the pond, break through the ice, drop it down. We're going to put it in the deepest section, because that's the idea behind this. It produces more pressure because it's a bigger pump, so it can drive it down deeper. I did read the instructions and the directions and the FAQ, and it basically said that the solar aerators can only pump like up to 8 feet, and then from 18 to like 15 feet, something like that. It requires more pressure because water produces, it has weight, and the lower you go, it produces more pounds per square inch, and then it's harder to pump that air down to depth. So this is going to the deepest end of the pond. We have some solar powered stuff coming too, so that'll be more for the upper level, and we can actually add 2 stones, I think was mentioned before, but we're just going to use the one, and we're going to sink it down in the middle at the spot where we put the culvert, because that's the deepest spot. I don't know how deep it is. That's what I'm going to go out there and hopefully measure now. I'm hoping it's around 15 feet, so we'll find out. All right, well, that was pretty straightforward to set up. So the bars that come with it are anchored down below, and they're fastened to this little cleat here thing too, so you can loosen that up and you can pound it in. Then obviously it's kind of floating on most of the corners except for the high side, which is over here. So that one's touching the ground. So whatever surface you're putting in, you're able to finally level it. Oh, we needed some wind. You guys see that thing spin? There's like 0 wind right now. A little more?
I don't want to like throw it too hard. Break it on you.
There we go. Keep blowing. Good work, keep blowing. Oh guys, you guys see those bubbles coming up? We got a little bit of a breeze, not much, but that water's pumping pretty darn good. Look at that go. Clouds of it every time that pump pushes. And look at those diffused bubbles. Those are pretty sweet. It's coming up at a nice, all little tiny bubbles filling up. Now we can drop it down to the bottom, and we should be able to get rid of some of this ice as this continues to pump and work and do its thing. And you can see the bottom's clouded up quite a bit here just from the clay, just stirring it up. So we will have to take Koenders up on their advice and add a bucket down below so that we can not stir it up every time it blows bubbles. It's actually feels like it's lifting the ice up a little bit. Can hear the edges kind of crackle. That'll be ready in about a week. All this ice will be completely defrosted. There's about a foot of ice here that'll be all gone. We're back on solid land. Well, we threw the tape measure on the rope. We got 11 foot 2 inches for maximum depth. It's not quite the 15 feet we were looking for, but we did hit bedrock, so that obviously slowed us up a little bit. We don't get the bombing tools out and start blasting rock. That's as deep as we're going to get, but I'm happy with that. That's going to be a lot better for the trout. We got some momentum we need to do down at the bottom to stop that mud from coming up, but I do want you guys to check out Nature's Pond Care. The link will be down below, and Koenders have all kinds of really cool products. They've got the windmill, they've also got solar, and they've got some chemical, or not chemical, biological water treatment agents to help remediate your pond and keep it working really productively. We're going to show that on a later video. We've also got the water pump, and we've got a solar system coming in. So this pond is going to get taken care of really, really good by our sponsors over at Nature's Pond Care and Koenders.